Welcome to part 10 of He That Hath an Ear. Let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Indeed, hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. This was put up 8 days ago. I just wanted to show that. And it's about a new movie coming out. Because I'm about to show you why is it Asbury? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. That college revival. I'm going to say it that way because I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I don't know what that name is for sure. I haven't actually even seen the name very good. I've just heard people say it a time or two and I can't never catch exactly how they're pronouncing it. So, because I really haven't watched it. I just know what the Lord told me about that. NWO. Rise up. And you're about to find out why. Jesus' Revolution is why. They're introducing a new movie, and why you think, what is the purpose of this movie? To make people think Jesus was a hippie. Jesus is God. He's not going to go against his own written word. He is not now, nor was he ever a hippie.
Absolutely hated, and I hate it with a vengeance.
And he is against sin. He is not for abominations. But see, that's what they're trying to do. Make him look like a hippie, trying to start that hippie movement up again, just like in the 60s. When all the woo, 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 woo UFOs come down because they're all on drugs. Because even back then they had a movement, and, well, I'm going to let her tell it. I'm going to let them tell it.
Vengeance. I hated this about the movie. And it's one line, and it's a line that Chuck Smith's daughter says to him near the end of the movie. And she says, when you let the hippies in, it's like Jesus came in with them. And I hated that line because I feel like it was very disrespectful to who Chuck Smith was, because it kind of implies like Jesus wasn't here before. And along with that, the portrayal of the church people as being this really hostile to the hippies. And there was some resistance. There was some fretting over the carpet, as you'll see when I talk with my dad. But generally speaking, from what I've heard from my dad and Chuck Smith himself, there really wasn't that much hostile opposition from the elders and from people in the church. There were a few, but for the
That's sad. There wasn't that much hostile from the church elders toward the hippie movement.
most part, people were very excited to see the work of the Lord in the hippies and the gospel coming to the hippies. So, have you heard of hyperarch motion?
All right, I'm jumping over here to this. This is Catherine Coleman. And this is part of the hippie revolution. Excuse me. That preacher that come in that was on that the movie Jesus Revolution's about. You have to understand what he was doing. He come into the church and he was partying. And he partied right on. He didn't give up the world. But they wanted the new age stuff in the church. They wanted to bring in the teenagers into the church. And they thought accepting the hippies would do that. They didn't preach against sin. Nope, they accepted it. And but these young people believed that they were saved just because of the charismatic movement. They come in and they did their little shout and dance. Well, here, let me let you see this.
Men, Catherine, who has been so used of God is Lonnie Frisbee. And I wonder if Lonnie could just share with us some now.
Well, the people tell me that I'm trying to look like Jesus. I can't think of it.
No. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. You ain't looking like Jesus. The Bible says nature itself teaches that if a long man hath long hair, it is a sin unto him. Now I'm trying to remain as calm as I can, but you are not going to belittle Jesus in front of my face. You absolutely are not going to say that God would go against his own written word. I'm really tired of the devil depicting that Jesus had long hair. He was a Nazarene. Did he take the Nazarene vow like Samson? No. That was about his location and where he had came from. Can any good thing come from Nazareth? I say yes, because God did. When he was born of a virgin birth and came into this world. And he's coming again. But the Antichrist spirit is rising up. And the beast is trying to paint so many false scenarios. Yes, indeed. The Bible does teach that in the last days God shall pour out of his spirit upon all flesh. I'm living proof of that. But you know what God's spirit does? It cleans us up. Catherine Coleman was supposed to be this world-renowned woman of God. And she was not standing against sin and rebuking this. I'm sorry, but I do not accept her. I do not acknowledge her. I don't care how world-renowned she was. She apparently was not Jesus-renowned. Maybe she didn't speak fluid Bible-nese. I don't know. Maybe she couldn't read the scriptures. I never heard her preach, and I never sought to. I'm not following man. I'm following Jesus. And I've told you time and again, don't follow me. Follow him. Why? Because, hello, I'm round. If I fall down, I'm round, I roll. I could knock you down, take you with me. Don't follow me. Don't praise man. Praise Jesus. He is the exalted one. He is the one we're supposed to be lifting up. Not man, not woman, not beast, not idols. Jesus. Now let's get on into this footage.
Anybody else I'd rather look like. Jesus, he changed my life. And I kind of relate it to like David the psalmist when he says that thou hast lifted me up from the dunghill and he has placed my feet on a solid rock. And Jesus has lifted me up out of a horrible pit. He's washed my heart from all the sins and all the evil that I had gotten myself into. And since then, I'm all cleaned up now. And Isn't it a wonderful feeling?
Clearly a matter of opinion. Clearly. I'm not trying to nitpick. I just know what the Bible says, and I will stand on what the Bible says. We are to hold up a standard. Where do we draw our line in the sand and say, devil, don't cross? You know what? The gates of hell does not have to prevail against a church that is not a church. Because Satan's already in the synagogues. He's already in the people. There's more demons that come to church these days than there are godly people. Don't tell me. None can come unto the Father save he be drawn of God. Who at this college revival, I don't even know why they're calling it a revival though. You have to first be alive to be revived. But, and don't tell me, oh well, just because they're not in the name. That's a Jezebel. Harlot church. And they go out partying on the weekends. But it's okay, because Sunday they in a pew. You teaching them it's okay. You're sending them to hell. Do you get that? You are condemning them to hell by letting them believe that lie that they are saved when they are out here partying every minute. And then they come in on Sunday. And everything's fine. No. When you live like hell all week, where you're going is hell. Don't say you look like the Father when you look like your father, Satan, whom is a liar, and was a liar from the beginning. It is a liar who says that Jesus had long hair. There is nowhere in the scriptures that teach that. You show me one verse in the King James Version that shows that Jesus had long hair. Y'all need to quit believing every spirit is of God, because they are not. And they are not getting into the kingdom of heaven. Devils are not entering the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
And only Jesus could have done it.
That's right. He's given me a message in my heart.
Only Jesus could have done it. Well, let me tell you, the devil's good at playing games, and he likes to play pretend. And he will pretend he's saved because he likes to be self-righteous. And y'all like the crowds. And the Bible says, wherever 2 or 3 shall gather in my name. You know why? Because he knew the day was going to come when there would only be 2 or 3 actually gathered in his name. Everyone else will gather in their false Messiah. Who they believe Jesus is. That they made up in their own little mind that Jesus is, like these people did. I'll see you in part 11.